The town of Hollow Creek was shrouded in secrets. It was the kind of place where shadows lingered a little too long, and the wind seemed to whisper unsettling tales. At the edge of town, nestled between gnarled trees and overgrown weeds, stood an ancient Victorian house. Its paint peeled like scabs, and the windows were like vacant eyes, staring out at the world. Locals told stories of the house on Harbinger Lane, stories that sent shivers down their spines. They said it was haunted. Most folks avoided the house, giving it a wide berth. But for Ethan, a curious and adventurous teenager, the stories were a siren song. He was drawn to the mystery, eager to uncover the truth behind the whispers. One chilly afternoon, with a dare from his friends ringing in his ears, Ethan decided to explore the haunted house on Harbinger Lane. Ethan's heart pounded in his chest as he approached the house. He felt a strange pull, a mix of fear and excitement. The dare from his friends had seemed like a good idea back then, but now, standing at the foot of the creaking porch steps, doubt crept in. He took a deep breath and forced himself to move. The floorboards groaned under his weight as he stepped inside. The air was heavy with the smell of decay, and dust swirled in the faint rays of sunlight that pierced through the grimy windows. Ethan shivered, his breath catching in his throat. He cautiously made his way through the house, each room more decrepit than the last. Cobwebs clung to his face like ghostly fingers. He could hear the sound of his own breathing, amplified in the silence. As Ethan ventured deeper into the house, he began to hear whispers. Soft, indistinct murmurs seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. They swirled around him, sending chills down his spine. He couldn't make out the words, but the tone sent a shiver down his spine. Someone or something was trying to communicate. Then he saw it. A flicker of movement out of the corner of his eye. Turning quickly, he caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure at the end of the hallway. It was tall and gaunt, its edges blurring in and out of focus. Ethan's breath caught in his throat as the figure seemed to glide towards him, its whispers growing louder, more insistent. Terror lent speed to Ethan's feet. He turned and ran, scrambling back through the house, his heart pounding against his ribs. The whispers followed him, urging him on, their tone laced with malice. He didn't dare look back, fearing that the shadowy figure was close behind. Ethan burst out of the house and into the fading light of dusk. He didn't stop running until he reached the safety of his own home, slamming the door shut behind him. He had escaped the house on Harbinger Lane, but the experience left an indelible mark on his soul. He never spoke of what he saw that night, but the fear remained, etched into his eyes like a brand. Some say Ethan was never the same after that night. He was withdrawn, haunted by the whispers that only he could hear. And then, a year later, Ethan disappeared without a trace. Some whispered that the shadows from the house on Harbinger Lane had finally claimed him, dragging him back to their realm. The truth, like the house itself, remained shrouded in mystery.